guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, welcome to Stocks Never Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It's almost 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It's Tuesday, February the 3rd. Welcome everybody. We're going to get into today's news and analysis and get right into gold top down, and then we'll bring it from the top down right down to the 5 minutes. Hopefully maybe we can find some setup tonight. But there is lots of news going on around the markets this week. The U.S. government is in its tentative shutdown, and they canceled JOLTS job openings, and they took off the NFP for Friday so far. So that can impact the markets. So we got to stay on top of that and see what happens with that. So real quick, guys, thanks for everyone for joining. I'm going to get right into it. Forex Factory real quick. So today, Tuesday, what news did we have? Okay, you can see that some things got taken off in the US over here. When we move into Wednesday, sorry, guys, 1 second. When we move into Wednesday right over here, midweek, okay, we got European news coming out. There's some European news coming out at 5 a.m. Eastern. And then when we get into here, 8:15, right prior to COMEX market open, we have a red folder, ADP non-farm employment change. We have our 10 a.m. ISM services high impact folder will be coming out, okay? And when we move into Thursday, a lot of British high impact news regarding their monetary policy, their official bank rate. That's going to be released at 7 a.m. Eastern. So if you're trading the pound or anything to do with the British markets, this will be affected. 7:30, you have the Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking. You have your European refinancing rates as well at 8:15. So this is all of this is prior to COMEX. And as we continue to move over here, Thursday mornings at 8:30, we had our U.S. unemployment claims right over here. So you can see it's changed now to tentative due to the U.S. government being tentatively shut down. So they already eliminated the JOLTS job openings report. That's the job openings and labor turnover survey. So that was deleted. And you can see our U.S. unemployment claims for this Thursday morning is set to tentative now. So then we move into Friday, okay, so we were going to do the NFP, a bonus session, but you can see when we started yesterday, when we were doing some analysis, the NFP was here. They had the numbers and everything. So you can see they pulled it out off of the schedule right now, okay? So this is not on the schedule right now. Again, it's tentative. So we'll take it day by day. If they do open up the government and they reach an agreement or whatever they do, then we'll see if they replace it and NFP is back on. But traditionally, it's the first Friday of every single month. It was scheduled to go, but they're delaying the government and it's tentatively shut down, okay? So no NFP as of now this week, okay? So that's the news this week. Earnings, lots of earnings. PayPal shit the bed this morning. I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to this, but PayPal had their earnings at 7 a.m. Eastern. They missed their earnings per share. They missed their revenue. They were down 20% today. 20%, that's correct. So 20% they were down. So they took a massive hit off their market cap. That's 20% of the entire share value market cap of PayPal, and guidance wasn't good. And there was some rumblings prior months. I don't know if you guys know, Nancy Pelosi sold lots of shares and had a massive short position on PayPal. And don't call me crazy, okay? I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat or anything like that, but I'm sure, unless she's one of the greatest traders and investors of our lifetime, just a politician, but I'm sure something is very suspect if she knew something to unload that large of a position going into earnings with these shitty earnings, and then the security was down 20%. So I don't know, call me crazy, call me whatever you want, but we got to follow these people. We got to follow them because their portfolios are millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. So you and I got to follow what these guys are doing because they are literally moving the markets any way they want, up, down, sideways. We need to follow their lead. Okay. So this is where trading, you got to take it to the next level. You got to follow now in today's trading, you got to follow politicians, got to follow their portfolios and what they're doing. What are they buying? What are they unloading? Things like that. That's what we got to do, guys. That's our job. Pepsi had their earnings, Pfizer, all of these companies. After hours, we had another big name in the after hours today, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. So they're semiconductor security chips, just like this one, SMCI, Supermicro. So these are like in the family of NVIDIA and things like that. This is controlling all of our semiconductors and AI in the future. You can see that they had good earnings. AMD beat earnings per share, beat revenue. Growth was good. Surprise was good. Guidance was comme ci, comme ça here, 50-50. If you guys don't understand French, comme ci, comme ça. That's Ron showing his bilingual languages there. Supermicro beat. But AMD in the after hours with a good earnings call, they were down 5%. So we'll see how it moves into pre-market trading tomorrow and how Wall Street will open up with some some semiconductor securities that reported their earnings. Tomorrow morning, you have earnings as well. Uber Technology reports, Eli Lilly reporting tomorrow morning. And then in the after hours tomorrow, big name also, Google. So you got big names coming up this week still. So we got a lot of tech. We got a lot of tech going on as well. Now, guys, okay, just overall day-to-day news over here. Stocks sink as tech falters amid earnings flood. So investors digested a wave of tech-focused earnings while software stocks continued a recent plunge. Donald Trump, he's always in the news. We got to follow what this guy is doing. Trump signs his bill to end short-lived shutdown. But that was an hour ago, okay? So maybe I don't know what they're doing, but right now, according to Forex Factory, NFP is taken off the schedule, and our unemployment claims are tentative, and they already got rid of the JOLTS job opening. So maybe they signed something, and maybe we will have NFP this week. So let's pay attention to this. Every single hour, they're signing something, then they're saying they didn't sign it, then they're saying they did this, then they're saying that. So I don't believe any of these guys. 99% of these guys, politicians, all these big guys are all full of shit. So I believe it when I see it. That's the way how I roll. So sometimes they can sign, and then 20 minutes later they say, no, they didn't sign it. So I just wait until it happens. Okay. And then it shows me on the Forex Factory folders and everything like that. Okay. So traders dump software stocks as AI fears take hold. So there's some AI securities that have been dropping. Quantum computing securities have been dropping. Lots of things. So AMD stock slides despite good earnings. That's what I was talking about. They were down 5% in the after hours. Bitcoin, crypto is sliding as well. It'll eventually find a bottom and recover. But right now it's on a downward slope, and it's falling down pretty hard. What else we got going on in the news here? Okay, so SMCI Supermicro raises annual revenue forecast amid strong demand for its servers. They reported in the after hours as well. Okay, so just continuing here. Right over here, guys, this is our free Telegram channel. So thank you to the 100 plus of you guys on our YouTube. And this is the free Telegram. It's pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. This gives all of the upcoming links and live links to our live YouTube sessions. So I highly recommend everyone joins this. This is like a recap in Dave's New York session with the snipers on a sell that they took on gold. And also, guys, thank you guys very much. I appreciate everyone, all the birthday messages yesterday. To everybody that messaged me, I am truly humbled and thank you very much. I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys very much. I'm 44 years young, and we're going to continue going until I can't do this anymore. So let's continue getting pips and dipping out of these markets, guys. We have a busy schedule, so it's updated every Sunday for you guys. Don't miss out on our schedule. We also did earlier today, day 1 of our History of Gold boot camp. So we went all the way back 5,000 years ago in ancient civilization. We learned about gold, how it was used in the Egyptian times and the Samaritan times, and how it advanced over into Rome, and how it advanced into Greece and Europe, and then how it came into the Spanish conquest into the Americas, and where it is trading today and what's going on. We learned a little bit briefly about the Bretton Woods Agreement and Nixon in 1971. We'll go more into the gold standard tomorrow. We'll talk more about it. So this is a 4-day boot camp, and then the last day is all about charting and things like that. So thanks to everyone that joined this boot camp. I hope you guys learned something and have some fun, and we'll continue to learn together, guys. And the stock and options is coming up in March. So get ready, guys, because that's going to be a 5-day boot camp on everything we got to learn about stock and options. So if you like investing and passive income, that's where we're going to learn a lot about the stock markets. We're going to learn about dividend securities. We're going to learn about how to earn passive income through covered calls, secure puts, bicycle strategies, owning shares of companies, and everything. How to short PayPal, just like Nancy Pelosi. We're going to learn how to do it, guys. So I highly recommend, you take your trading to the next level. There's not just Forex and futures and trading gold and trading Dow Jones and NASDAQ. You can actually trade PayPal. You can actually invest in the company. You can actually own a piece of that company. You can have covered calls and all of that shit and earn passive income. We'll teach you all about that, okay? That's more the investing side of trading is in the stock markets, but you can also be an intraday trader. You can be a scalper in the markets. You can do whatever you want. Okay. So, and guys, this is our website right over here. If you want education, we've got a lot of education here. Whatever you need educating on in the financial markets, Dave and I have you guys covered here at SST. There's pretty much a course, a tutorial, a webinar, a boot camp for anything you guys are considering about trading. Whether it's price action, it's candlesticks, it's technicals, it's fundamentals, it's macro, it's microeconomics, it's psychology, mindset, Forex, futures, stock, options, whatever it is, we got you covered, okay? And free blogs are available for everybody right over here on our blog section, okay? And thanks, everyone. Hit the subscribe button, please, and hit the like button. You'll take your trading to the next level when you hit the subscribe button. I can guarantee you that. There's not a lot of things I can guarantee in life, but one thing I do guarantee is if you hit the subscribe button, you will learn something new on every single call, and you'll take your trading to the next level if you just stick with us. We're a long-term plan, okay? We're not one-hit wonders. You got to be with us for a long, long time, okay? Now let's get into it, guys. This is what you're all here for. You're here to see this charts, these candlesticks. Blue are going up, black are coming down. There's bullish, there's bearish. Some candles have wicks, some candles have bodies. There's a whole lot of shit going on here. So let's make some sense of this. Right now it's on the 5 minutes. I'm going to go higher time frame. I'm going to start on the daily, and then we're going to bring it down, okay? So look at the daily big sell-off we've had, and we found a little bit of a pivot and a bottom down here, okay? So this is how you identify. This is how you observe. This is how you analyze. Now we see there is a pivot, a bottom already placed in the market. Will it continue to hold? I don't know, but that's why we have to continue to analyze, put some points of interest on our charts, make some zones, and make things make sense. So before I do that, I don't want to be rude. I want to say hello to everybody. Thanks everyone on Zoom for joining. Roxy, welcome. Kool-Aid, welcome. Sergio, thanks for joining. Justin, my man, welcome. Thanks for joining, guys. Welcome, Denny. Thanks for joining. Rob, Jonathan, Conrad, Timmy, welcome, guys. Hope everyone is pipping and dipping. I hope so too, Timmy, because in these volatile markets, get these pips and get out, because, what goes up can come 2 times down faster. These markets are fast and furious. You do have to have a trading plan. You do have to manage your risk, and just get your money and get out like Nancy Pelosi does. And Leo, welcome. Thanks for joining. Emmanuel, is it insider trading? Possibly. Is it the first time she got caught? I doubt it. But hey, Emmanuel, she does it. We got to learn from her. We got to learn from our mentors. It's unbelievable I'm saying this, but Nancy Pelosi is our mentor in the markets. She's made a lot of coin, so let's follow what she's doing. Daniela, welcome. Bruce, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys. Yes, Bruce, the Gold Boot Camp, thank you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to reviewing it. All sessions are recorded. They will be uploaded to the website, so if you can't make it, they're uploaded. My power went out. As soon as we started talking about gold and digital gold, my power went out. So I don't know if there's a CIA or FBI agent in our Zoom call right at the end of the call that shut my power off. So, but we got it rolling back on it. But thankfully it was on the last slide right when I was wrapping it up. Okay. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining as well. We appreciate all of you guys. Justin, welcome. Thanks for joining again. Booz, Deshaun, welcome. We thought you canceled. No, Ron doesn't cancel unless I have a family emergency or something. But we were doing the boot camp earlier in the AM. So, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we're doing Tokyo sessions. And the NFP Friday is tentative. I roll with the government. So if the NFP is going, we'll have NFP. If they cancel it, I might have to cancel that morning session, okay? But we'll see what happens, okay? Sunjin, welcome. Thank you very much. Nick Trades, welcome. Me, welcome, guys. All of you guys, thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. Let's get into it now, guys. Okay, so Emrit, welcome. I'm in Husky Trading. Shout out to you. Thanks for Emrit for joining with Justin that day on Friday. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate when you guys can unmute your mics and have conversations with me. I'd like to do those on those Friday sessions. Maybe this Friday morning, we can have one of those sessions, okay? If there is no NFP, we get on Friday morning, we unmute our mics, we have a good time, okay? Guys, now let's get into this. So I'm going to start analyzing. All-time high right up here. I'm going to place an orange line. You guys know why I do orange line. It's Donald Trump's makeup. Right? I always say you can put lipstick on a pig. This is what we're doing. We're putting lipstick on this pig up here. This gold moved up to 5,600 all-time high over here. Okay, futures a little higher, obviously, but over here on this Forex, we almost got up to 5,600, just shy of a couple dollars. And you can see we got pushed down and it closed right there. We came back up and lower high and big bearish engulfing candle. So do I have an all-time high selling zone, supply zone, resistance zone, selling zone, whatever the hell you want to call it, red zone, okay? Mickey Mouse zone, right over here, Nancy Pelosi zone. You call it what you want, okay? I don't care what you call it. You guys know me. I don't care what you guys call this zone. Just know what it represents. What it represents is sellers. If it ever comes back in here, it has a high probability it may produce a double top and go back down, okay? I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's how you identify patterns and you go with the flow of the volume, okay? And we all know that it could definitely break. This is gold we're talking about. It's not a Mickey Mouse security. Gold could easily break that all-time high and close above there and maybe pull back into this zone. At that time, if I get a closing bar above there, a bullish bar, I change my zone to demand to illustrate support, demand, buyers, Mickey Mouse, Nancy Pelosi, whatever you want to call it. That's a zone, and we're looking for the bounce to continue to all-time highs. But we are also smart traders. We also know that markets are manipulated. We know that they can come up there, spike the liquidity, and push it right back down and close it back below there. And then the zone is still the zone. It may come back down there and get rejected with a lower high top. And you guys are familiar with that pattern. It looks like a head and shoulder. Here's your left shoulder right over there. There's your head that spikes the liquidity. There's your right shoulder. There's your push down. Okay, we got that? Capiche? Everybody understand? Capiche? Okay, look at Ron. He's talking all kinds of languages over here. Capiche? Right? Anybody, any Italians out here understand that? But that's when you understand something, capiche, okay? So we got that, all right? And just stretch it into the future, okay? Very, very simple, okay? Now, can we find what I was just talking about was that pivot at the bottom, right there, point of interest. I go yellow for a daily point of interest. Look at the number too. Now, this is what I also do. Match up the number. You got that, eh? Eh? Okay, so we'll use our Canadian language. Everyone got that, eh? I don't know why we talk like that, bro, but yeah, everyone got that, eh? Okay. So 4,650. Nice psychological bottom right there, right? Nice. We throw some psychology into trading as well. Why did the market bottom out at 46.50? I don't know. You tell me. But there's a big wick, okay? So I can see how low we went. We dropped all the way down just below 4,400. Exact price is 4,397.91 cents. It's like a Walmart rollback price. They don't want to just go to the psychological 4,400. They give us a little bit of a discount of a couple dollars, just like Walmart does on rollback days. Okay, so they rolled back the price a couple dollars. Here at the all-time high, they rolled it back a couple dollars. So thank you to these markets for rolling it back and saving us a couple pips here and there. Now, can I make a zone? Like, for example, if I make a big, like from the yellow line to the yellow line, yes, technically that is showing where there is buyers, like the wick came in there and we pushed up. But that's like an exaggerated zone in my opinion. So what I do is I pull the zone up to, see there, I got a body, and then a wick, like right in there, right when it came in there. So that's technically my zone for support, buyers, Nancy Pelosi, whatever you want to call this zone, right over here, okay? So now we actually can see something. I hope you guys can see something. We came up one move, and we just came down, okay? That's an easy move to recognize, and now we're bouncing right back up, right? So are we going to come all the way back up here? Possibility. Are we going to come into the point of control of this big bearish candle right in there, about 50%? Possibility. What will happen when we get in here? It's got a high probability it could get rejected back down. When we get rejected back down, are we going to maintain this green box zone and produce a double bottom? Probability. If we get that probability and it's producing, double bottoms have traditionally more volume to break this resistance, this neckline, to get us to our zone. Maybe possibly new all-time high, or it comes up here and then it's coming right back down, right? So, but we're not there yet. So we understand what can happen. Right now, we've got a big bearish candle on Friday to close out the week. Remember, Mondays and Fridays are very, very important in the markets. Why? Not because me and you and Nancy Pelosi trade. It's because market makers engineer weekly moves on a close of a week and how they open over the weekend. Whether there's some big news in the markets, if there's wars, if Nancy Pelosi's loading up on puts or calls, whatever it is, the market makers need to account for all of this activity. So these are big body candles, especially this one on Friday. Now, I'm going to do my SST secret sauce over here. Don't tell anyone, guys. Okay, wink, wink, wink. We don't want Nancy Pelosi to know what we do here. Okay, this is the last thing we need her to find out, that we know the point of control, okay? Don't tell Nancy Pelosi this, guys. You got it? Capiche? So here's 50%. Opening price, closing price. Let's cut it in half. Young Dolph, OT Genesis, when price gets too low, we got to cut it in half. When price gets too high, what do we got to do? You got to cut it, right? Listen to that track in the background while you're trading. It will always keep you understanding that we got to cut these bars, okay? Now that I cut it, that's fine. I figured out the psychological 50%, but I want a buffer zone. I want that point of control, right? I want the 382 and the 618, the golden zone, okay? We call it the Nancy Pelosi zone right here. So it's representing Nancy Pelosi and her selling over here. How she bottomed out PayPal by 20%. Holy shit. What a time we're living in. God bless Nancy Pelosi. Wow. Okay, look at this. Okay, so have we came inside here? We're not there yet, but guess what this guy's doing? This guy's going to put an alert in there. Add an alert. Yes, yes, sir. Create it. Perfect. So whenever gold gets in the Nancy Pelosi zone, I'm going to be getting an alert in here. It's going to alert me. It's going to alert Nancy Pelosi that gold is coming in here and it could get rejected. Why? Because whoever sold on Friday Could have been Nancy Pelosi. Maybe she's protecting her position right here and she wants to sell more. You know, like us are dumb retail traders. We're dumb money. We're buying into her thinking gold's going to continue to go to all-time highs. And Nancy Pelosi is absorbing all of our orders. She's getting filled. And then gold is going to dump down and Nancy Pelosi is going to make possibly $1 billion or $1 trillion on that move. Okay. She's already done it with PayPal. She's done it with Tesla back in the day. She's done it with NVIDIA. Why can't she do it with gold? Who knows, right? So now, what else do I got going on? I got to know, okay, when we opened up, here's Friday, here's the open on Monday. Look, it just came up. That's it. That was the bullish move. Then this candle did its job on Monday. It came down, it filled its wick, and it broke, and that's the lowest point, okay? So how far down did it go to? Look it, right there, January 5th, the start of the year, guys, okay? Know your bodies of candles. This was the first trading day of 2026. This candle right here, okay? If you guys weren't paying attention earlier, this is when you should be paying attention, okay? I know some of you guys are sleeping on the calls, but this is when you got to wake up. Ron is telling you, wake up now, okay? Look, this bar was the first trading gold bar of this year. This caused this bullish move to go to the all-time high. Look at it, okay? I'm not making this up. And look at the retracement, all the way right back down to there, right into the point of control of that candle. Okay? Don't believe me? The charts are showing you this, okay? Now, whoever bought the first day of the year, took it to the all-time high, they're right there protecting their position, or smart traders, pending order traders, patient and disciplined traders, we're waiting for that pullback. They're not the dumb traders buying all-time highs. They're not FOMOing. All they had to do was wait 1, 2, 3 days. Nice sell-off. They got filled, and they're in the money, doing really well right now, okay? You guys got that? So pay attention to particular candles, right? This shit repeats itself every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. You're going to be trading better than Nancy Pelosi, guys. Okay? Now, we came up, we closed right there. What was today? You guys know this bar, okay? It's an ignited bullish bar. There was absolutely no pullback today. Why? Because they scooped up enough liquidity that now it's time to advance the move back up. So we came up really high. That was the high. Okay, that's as high as we got to yesterday. Let's mark it. It's a fresh high, right? That's a resistance point. That's how high we came up yesterday. Got rejected. So there is sellers there, right below our point of control right here. Look at the number, 4,994.95. Okay, so we're just below psychological 5,000. Give or take 50 points, $5 move. In today's volume, $5 moves, 50 points is nothing. That's how much a 30-second candle is going for these days. Like, so it's still right at 5,000 basically. Now, that's a big bullish engulfing candle. It engulfed this bar, okay? So I want to do the point of control of this bullish bar. If there is a pullback coming back down and buyers want to protect it from coming down to the double bottom, they're creating a higher low. Do you guys pick up what I'm putting down here? Okay, so how do I figure that out? Opening balance, closing balance. Same shit I did on the big black candle, I'm doing it on this blue candle. When price gets too high, what do? We got to cut it. There's me cutting it. Look at the cut of that volume. Guys, I'm like a surgeon. Look at the number. 4,800 exactly. Come on. Like, you guys understand that the markets run on psychology, efficiency, auction theory. This is how markets move, okay? Any security, you give me anything, okay? I'm figuring out the point of control of that body of volume on that particular bar, which is a daily bar. So it's got buyers, right? So maybe buyers missed to buy up here and here. So maybe they're positioning themselves to get a pullback inside here. So the market could come back down and come into here and go back up, right? Option one. You guys know the options. It could come down here, come a little lower, maybe right there to the 236, 47.25. Nice psychological number. Pick up some liquidity down there without breaching the opening balance of that bullish ignited candle. Right there makes a higher low, scoops the liquidity, coming back up, closing back up here. Then it's got a wick, closing above, retest this, and it's gone. Option 2. Let me give you the third and final option. It could break right through here, do exactly like this, but it closes down here. Like it's not just a wick and a return. It closes down here, black. Then that zone is inverted, showing that the sellers have control. So if it comes back in here with dip buyers, it may come in here and Nancy Pelosi is waiting to sell it right there. And Nancy Pelosi is going to fill that wick and drop it down even further. Okay? We got to follow Nancy Pelosi. So those are our options. You see how I'm making my chart, and I'm getting this set up for this week. So what I'm also doing is I want to place an alert at 4,800. If it ever comes down here, I might be buying with Mrs. Pelosi, or I might be selling with her. Regardless, we're going to be making money. We're following her lead. Okay, this is how Nancy Pelosi trades. She trades with SST, cut candles. She puts alerts. She does this. It's just that she can pass bills and laws, and she knows where to move the markets when she wants. So she's already front running the markets anytime she wants. Okay, same thing like us. The markets are an ATM machine. No, I'm not obsessed with Nancy Pelosi, but she is a good-looking woman. Let's give it to her. How old is she? Like 160, and she looks like that. She is a pretty fine woman for. I think check her age, guys. I think she's approaching like 160. I think she's been a politician for 100 years. I don't know. You guys tell me. But she is an 85. Holy shit. 85. Wow. Okay. So here's our daily bar. It just opened. Where's our opening balance? Okay. You see, it's pretty thin candle. It's a small doji, not a lot of volume. So when it opened, what was it? It was initially bullish, came up. It made a high so far, right? We're not even in the futures. It's not even 7 p.m. So still early in the day. Came up right there, high of the day, 4,972. It's lower than yesterday's wick. It got rejected. It came back down to the opening balance. Sellers pushed it down right there. So 49, what is it? 08. 49.9 is our low of the day, and it came right back up. So we're right back at to the opening balance, okay? We're smart. We understand gold is not going to trade just in between these purple lines all day today. It's eventually maybe going to try to break out a little further, or it might sell back down to here, okay? So what I'm going to do now is, now that I got my zones all set up, I got some points of interest, got some alerts, I'm ready to go. So now I want to go lower time frames. I'm going to go into the 1 hour. Now I can kind of see, wow, okay, so gold was really selling off. The big bar that pushed down was Thursday, 10 a.m. It retraced back up, lower high, continued to push down, pull back up, lower high, continue to trend down, pull back up, lower high, continue, lower lows, lower highs. Finally, that bottomed out right there Monday at 1 a.m. And what happened? So started to push up right here, 2 a.m. This is London, pushing right back up. There's our resistance point. This was Monday, 7 a.m. There's Colmex, 8 a.m. Pushing back down into our green zone, higher low, did not pull back to an hourly double bottom. It's got the higher low, continuing to consolidate inside here. Big body candle when? Monday, opening bar, 6 p.m., big push up, and then we started to barcode. We continued to make, wow. So gold was, look at the hourly. It is trading real shitty. Like, look at this. Some of you guys said, Ron, today was a very difficult day trading. I understand. Very difficult. Look at your hourly candles. There are a lot of them got wicks up, like they're spin tops, low volume compared to like a trending market over here. So we've been moving sideways. A lot of sellers are accumulating. A lot of buyers are accumulating on the hourly, okay? But it did pierce for that high, pull back down. So we're still stuck in between these purple lines, right? With no hourly volume closing above this purple high, no sellers hourly volume closing below this purple line, okay? So eventually it will make a move, okay? But that is a shitty trading day. So if you want, take a screenshot of this, right? This consolidated zone. If you ever see any time frame trading like this, daily candles trading like this, 4-hour candles trading like this, hourly candles trading like this, 15-minute candles trading like this, 5-minute candles trading like this, 1-minute candles trading like this, you stay the fuck out, okay? You guys understand that? Sorry for the French Canadian there, but you stay the F out of this. You either take small positions, either on buy or sell, feeling them out. If you get stopped out, you don't lose much. You just get out, right? And then you reevaluate, but you don't go all in, because you're going to get frustrated as shit trading this. You're going to do some silly things. You're going to revenge trade. You're going to get mad. And the market can continue to do this as long as it wants, okay? The market's got way more liquidity than you. It's got way more margin than you, way more leverage than you. You will not be able to keep up with this, especially the way how you and I trade as retail traders, okay? So we got to be smart. We got to wait it out. Even right now, I don't see anything going on. Maybe we can find some small scalps on the 5 minutes. But what I'd like to see is the hourly range right now. Is it even worthwhile trading? So from the purple to the purple, I've got a 60 pip range, $6 range, right? It's nice for maybe little scalps here. But you're basically pipping and dipping on the lower time frame. So when I go into the 5 minutes, sorry, I meant $60 move on gold, 600 pips. This is not 60. It used to be 60, 600 pips. We can hit daily goals as scalpers, right? If you bought maybe this blue bar and this blue bar and this blue bar, depending on what you're trading with, that could be like you're on your way to your daily goal, okay? That's a $30 move in gold. That's 300 pips, okay? That's what I mean. Even in these ranges, in today's markets in gold, there's still a lot of pips to be made. But we want to be selective and look for more of a trending market, okay? So right now what I focus on is 6 p.m., bullish ignited open right away. The first 5 minutes hit the high of the day, came right back down. Look, with that momentum, it came down 605, bearish ignited candle, came all the way down. So basically the first 10 minutes of today's daily candle has established the high and the low so far, okay? And then we came right back up, came right back down. So our 5 minutes are building a little bit of a support pivot right here in the market. I will make a red line so you can all see it here. So there is a little bit of support being built at the lowest point of the day. You can see it's above the purple line right there. So buyers are stepping in and we're pushing right back up. Have we closed basically above this big bearish candle right over here? No, we haven't. Okay, so we came up with a wick, back down. Came up with a wick, back down, came up, close right there. Again, we're at our opening balance, this yellow line, and it is pushing right back up, okay? So there is going to be maybe a possible attempt to break today's high. It might be a fake out up there. It might be a nice move where it closes above there, retest, and we go higher, right? We could also later this session or later this evening push back down, break the low. Maybe it swipes the liquidity, comes back up, right? Options, right? It could maybe swipe the low of the day, close below there, and then we're selling off. Where are we selling off to? To take out this pivot right over here. Here's your pivot, 48.80, nice psychological level. Place a little red line there, and then we measure. So if we're breaking our low of the day today, we get our trusty ruler out, we measure it. From the purple line coming down to there, it's approximately 4,910 to 4,880. That's a $30 move in gold. That's 300 pips. That is well on my way to my daily goal. Okay. If I'm a scalper, I'm only looking for these days 100 pips, 150. This big blue bar, cut it in half right there. Okay. Cut it in half. That's me eyeballing it. Ron smoked enough weed that I don't know if I'm going to be correct by guessing it. Let me double check. See, Ron smoked good sativa tonight. It's right on that red line. If I want, I could even get a 5-minute point of control out of that bar, stretch it across into there. And if it comes in there, if I'm a seller, I know that there could be some buyers in there. Maybe I could be selling my position, closing it out in there. Or if I'm just waiting patiently for a buy, maybe I wait for a little dip buy in there, break the low of the day, come into that point of control. Whoever bought this candle and started that uptrend, they might be protecting their position there. And I wait and see when the volume gets there to determine what happens, right? So this is what we got going on right now. What time is it? 7:02. So we have a new hourly candle opening up right now. We can go look back at our hour. So the first hour was a bullish spin top. It opened, was very bullish, hit the high of the day, came right back down low of the day, came right back up, closed essentially right where we opened. So it's a bullish spin top, meaning it's basically a coin toss 50-50, but I give a little bit of probability to the buyers because they closed it with blue volume. So let's say that bar is 55-45 buyers. You could even go 51-49 buyers. You could just give them the edge a little bit, right? But they didn't close it all the way at the high to give them like 95% probability that buyers are in charge. No, but there was a good return and we closed. Now we're opening this hour bullish, okay? So this hourly bar has a job to do to continue to fill the previous wick and drive even higher. If it gets rejected with a lower high, it could come back down and then we're moving to the downside. Okay, let's watch on the 5 minutes what we got going on. Some of you guys may be in a trade right now. Some of you guys might be in buys and sells. I don't know. Some of you guys might be waiting. I'm just checking my spreads right now. I'm not in a trade. Let's just check the spreads, what we got going on. So I'm going to kind of wait for maybe spreads to cool off. I'm at 1.3. I like to be trading when spreads on gold are like 0.5. There was some days throughout the days when there was lots of volatility. There was spreads of 3, 4, 5. Some of you guys maybe even had higher spreads. But you know, you got to factor in spreads. It's the cost of trading, especially if you're trading Forex. And you got to factor in slippage as well. You know, all of these things are costs of trading. Okay. You want to be on, when you take a trade, you want to get filled appropriately and with not so much slippage and not giving away so much spreads. And who is my broker? I use Fusion Markets. Fusion Markets. They're based out in Australia, a book broker. Unfortunately, if you live in America or where I live in Ontario, Canada, they no longer accept us. We're too good of traders in America and Ontario, Canada, that they don't want us anymore because we're cleaning them out. No, I'm just joking. We live, America and Ontario, Canada have the strict laws, strict financial laws. So, but anywhere else in Canada, any other province, you are welcome to use Fusion. It's just where Dave and I are here in Ontario, no longer have access, but I'm grandfathered in with them. I opened this account years and years ago. And it's kind of grandfathered in. If I close it, I will never be able to recover this account ever again. So you will not see me closing out this Fusion Markets account. Okay, so we're in a mini uptrend, right? If you just look at it from here, higher high, double bottom, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're in this little tiny channel right now, okay? If you kind of just plot right there, right? We're in this little channel right now. So it's a nice little bullish channel, but it is essentially like going against the trend because we've got a lower high wick there. We have this lower high peak point right there. So it is strong. You know, it made higher low wicks right there, a nice higher low volume holding up, and we're still putting up, yeah, Jonathan, it's a tiny channel, still $50 move. Yeah, no, it's a 500 pip channel, but normally what we're normally seeing, this is a pretty small channel, but big volume, okay? You know, these candles look deceiving. They look very deceiving, but that's why the ruler is so important. Like if I was to measure the previous 5-minute candle, if I want the entire range, right? At the lowest point to the highest point, that candle is big candle, okay? From 40, 45 up to 58. That's a big candle, right? That's $13 candle. That's 130 pips. Just that candle alone could be a scalper's goal, daily goal, or towards their daily goal, right? So these are big body candles. But above here, this red line, you see here, we've got a wick and a wick, okay? If I go even further backwards, what else do we got? So we had a moment where some blue volume closed above, but it got rejected right away quickly. This was this afternoon at 12:15, 12:20, rejected it right back down. Then it retested the red line as resistance because the volume closed below and got rejected, then started that leg going down. We revisited it right there again near the end of the day at 10 after 4, and then it got rejected and we started that. Here was the opening day, 6 p.m. It came up, impulsively broke right through there, created the high of the day. Then look at the big following candle, big bearish candle came down. So it's slowly building its way back up. But let's see if we get a blue bar physically closing above here, okay? And then we're inching our way towards today's daily high, and then we'll see if we see any clue up there. We'll see if anything happens up there. We'll see if this blue candle can close above here, right? We still have 2 more minutes to go. So let's watch this thing. And we're about 52 minutes away from the futures market opening up. Notice it's a bullish ignited candle, short wick. You have the firecracker right here, where bullish ignited open, short wick, pop, and it's driving, right? But it's going against a pretty large candle, right? The wick, sorry. It's going against so it's got a lot of room to, it's got to fill that entire thing. But This is what we got to watch for, okay? I'm not in a trade. Do I want to buy right now at the highest point? Probably not, okay? I've eliminated FOMO trading years ago, okay? What I'll do is, if I want to buy, I'll look to buy at this yellow line. Maybe I'll look to buy at half of this bullish candle, somewhere in there, or maybe back down towards this red line, right? If it closes above, this red line has been resistance, resistance, resistance. This could be the first bar closing above, and if it pulls back, that red bar could be accumulating pending orders to act as resistance to go back up. That's where I could at least look for a discounted buy. I'm not saying if I buy there, it's going to go up. I could buy there and then it could further drop down, right? So you have to also acknowledge how much risk you're going to put into the trade, right? Average candles are about 100 pips right now, okay? So if you think you're just going to buy in there with a 10, 20 pip stop loss, you know, just the slippage alone will put you in drawdown, right? So you got to give, this day and age, you got to give gold some room to breathe. I know before we could get away with 30 pip stop losses, real tight stop losses, even 50. Now even 100 is nothing. Some of us, you got to increase to 200 pip stop loss. Some are even more, right? But you're getting more of a reward because the move is, there's big moves to the upside as well, okay? So we did close above. And we closed right near the high. So first thing I do is cut this bar in half just to see if we're going to get like a shallow pullback or test the point of control of this bar, okay? It opened, ignited as well, short wick, so maybe we should see a pop and to continue to take out this purple daily high. And if we do, okay, we've got a little bit of traffic behind us. They're already built up there and came back down. So let's see maybe if it wants to build up here and go through there. One area that I would identify up here would be like half of this bearish candle right over here. Why? Because it's right below this daily point of interest. So right there, if there is going to be like a lower high in the market, maybe right in there. Nancy Pelosi might be sitting in there. This is called the Nancy Pelosi indicator, by the way. Ron is obsessed with Nancy Pelosi. The woman looks good for 150. I got to give her that. And she's got a lot of money. She can be a sugar mama. I'll sit back and relax and let Nancy Pelosi take the wheel. She can do all the trading. I'll just sit back and relax. Enjoy the ride. She is truly a leading indicator. Let's see what's going on in the Discord, guys. Let's see what's happening in the commodities channel right over here. Macy, why is your spread at 20? It's the time. You posted that at 6:09. That's when the daily candle opens up. High spreads. So yeah, sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta wait it out. Let that all of that big volume get through, and then look to trade after. Okay. I always look at my spreads too. We can go in the 1 minutes, guys. I don't care. It's up to you. 5 minutes, 1 minute. But you guys know 1 minutes are very, very fast. Some of you guys won't be able to keep up, right? So that's why I always say, if you go to the 1 minutes, you got to have good spreads. You got to have good fills because, you know, if you enter on a 1 minute and you're behind on your broker, I'm not saying you're behind on your technical analysis, but your broker might be filling you. And, you know, I could be up already 30 pips and I'm ready to close the trade. And you're saying, Ron, I'm not even in profit. What the hell are you talking about? That's your broker issue. That's not my issue, right? So 1 minutes are very, very fast. You got to understand they're very, very fast. I trade bar by bar. You know, some 1 minute traders think that this is swing trading. You buy here on the 1 minute and you're holding till tomorrow morning. No, I could be buying this bar and I'm out on that bar, like literally in minutes, seconds. But you know, it's not easy. Okay, I'm telling you that. But you got to know exactly what you're looking for. But you could know exactly what you're looking for too. But if your broker is not like a broker that can fill you right away, you got to understand slippage, spreads, all of those things. So that's why sometimes I shy away from doing 1 minute trading with you. I'll analyze them, no problem. But you got to understand that my fills might get faster than yours, and it's got nothing to do like against you. But you got to understand how markets work, guys. Like it's a broker thing. Okay, so we are breaking the daily high right now. It came all the way right back up. We have a new 15-minute candle opening up in 90 seconds. Let's see, maybe. Are we going to get bullish volume closing above today's daily high. Will it get rejected? So what we could do is we could either entertain some sells or we're waiting for pullback buys. The only kind of sell I would entertain is by looking at this move where it came right up there, okay, top, came all the way down to this location. So basically, if you look at all of this, we are driving right back up to either this red box where it could make a lower high or back to the actual move, the top right there. Then will we get a bullish break for a new higher high? Will it get rejected here? And then will we see like a double top? So if we're looking to sell, maybe we wait to see what will happen up here. Maybe the market will retrace back down. But we got to know if you're selling and it's coming down to like here, that there is buyers waiting. There's been this big move that's been going up. So there's a lot of pending buy orders, somewhere in here that could just get filled, and then it's a higher low looking to break out of here, right? So the only thing that we can look for to sell is, are we selling like the second top up here? Like I can even go right up to there. Okay, you see it's moving right in there right now. Okay, this is very, very strong move, okay? And it closed again. Now that one did not close like a spin top candle. That one closed, like you can see, the wick, tiny wick, 99% right near the high. We have another bullish ignited continuation candle popping the wick, and let's see if we drive. So the yellow line is a daily point of interest. Okay, remember we did our top-down analysis. So we got that. Where did I get it from? Let me just go back to the daily to refresh our minds where we got that line from. Okay, so that line was yesterday's high. See that yellow line right there? That was yesterday's high wick. Okay, so if we break it, we could drive, gold could continue to drive up to the bottom of the point of control of this big bearish candle, okay? What is the price? I'm going to place a yellow line right at that bottom of that red zone, and to give me another point of interest if it does drive up there. So guys, that is 5,056. I'm going to place an alert there myself to let me know if it gets up there later this evening. I could be, maybe selling right there, okay? So then I know it's approaching that point of control, that selling point of control, okay? So that yellow line that we're trading in right now is yesterday's high. So when I go back to the 5 minutes, I know that this yellow high right there, okay, that was yesterday's high. So did it break above yesterday's high? No, it failed. And now it's like a shooting star candle coming down, okay? So this is what I'm saying. If you were a buyer, it doesn't hurt to close some partial position in there because this is where sellers are located. Now, it did come down, but the body hasn't closed. So as it came down, that was a pullback and buyers are now filling it back up. So remember, we can't judge a candle until it officially closes. But first thing I saw, that there was sellers present there. You guys saw it, I saw it. There was a wick that pushed the candle down, and I told you it was a bearish pin bar shooting star candle. It was black down here, okay? But it just shows you the strength of the buyers are filling back up that wick to look to break it now a second time. But now you see the second time, they got rejected again. So this candle is battling now, okay? So we do have sellers present, but we have a lot of buying pressure, okay? So we'll see who will win this, right? That's why sometimes just observing, watching, not being in a trade, you're learning, right? Do you guys have any questions so far? Remember, the market right now is trading a little different than it does like trading in New York, the way how it trades in London. Okay, this daily candle of gold just opened up an hour and 20 minutes ago. Okay, so Tokyo sessions have been crazy as of late, like the last couple months. A lot of traders are hitting their daily goal right now, from the opening day from 6 p.m. till about 7, 8, 9. They're done trading. They've hit their daily goals. So that's great. That's great. Where we can trade Tokyo, hopefully get some pips. We can trade maybe London, get some pips. New York pips are flying. So that's great. And, as a trader, I love that. I love to see all sessions moving nicely where we have the luxury of trading any session throughout the day, and hopefully we can use what we've learned and make some pips. Okay, so this candle now is closing in 90 seconds. Okay, so we did break. Now I know that was yesterday's high, that yellow line, and we've just broke above it. Okay, so I know the daily. Okay, I don't need to flash to the daily candles. I know that the daily has made a new higher high right now. Okay, how do I know that? Because I color code my charts, and I know that that yellow line represented yesterday's high. So even my daily candle is now breaking for a new. So today's opening daily candle has already done its job. It filled yesterday's wick and popped a little higher. Okay, is it going to continue just to drive right through here, or will it get rejected? That's what we need. We need to figure out soon. Okay, and then when I'm not using any of these cut lines, we've moved away from these cut lines. What I do is, tidy up my charts and just continue waiting it out. Justin, amazing. You caught that bottom, 4,911 to 4,975 with a half lot. Holy shit. That's a big move, Justin. Amazing. Wow. Okay, so we closed with a new higher high, okay, on the 5 minutes as well. The daily, we had it punched out for a new high. Did we close above this red zone? Almost. Let me make it right down to those bodies. Yes, so we did technically close above the red zone. So I'm just flipping the zone now to green to see if it still holds up. On any pullbacks, will it still hold buyers in here to continue to go up? Or are we going to lose this this green zone? Okay, so right now we're trading like, you could buy a small pullback in here, right? And it could continue driving. But I would love to buy a deeper pullback. Like, remember this area, this red line, it was resistance, resistance. It still has not pulled back into like this area right over here, a little bit above, a little bit below. That's where it would be a really nice fill. If gold could come back down, right down to there, right? This area, either from 4,960, 4,957 to 4,955, that would be a nice discounted fill. I would love to buy that if it can come down there, right? And then maybe I would take it back up to see what would happen here, or up to there, or maybe even higher. But I can't say that for now because we're trading all the way up here. We're trading at the highest point of the day right now. So if I buy right now, that's where it could come down, right? So this is, in my opinion, this is a difficult time to decide. Do we buy here? Do we wait for it? It could continue to drive. What I like to do is, now I look back. If I'm not in the trade, I know my yellow line is point of interest on daily, but I don't see any 5-minute candles trading above here from my yellow to my yellow. So let me look back now. There. So you see how I can see now 5-minute volume trading in between this yellow and this yellow. So see right here, this move right here. This was earlier on Friday, 11 a.m. It came up right up to there and got rejected. It came up again and got rejected. It came up again at 11:30 and got rejected. Big bullish candle came up again right there and got rejected. So you see how I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks right there? What I do is I kind of close that area in right there. Watch what I'm doing. Okay, so I got that wick, that wick, that wick. Look at how I'm analyzing on Friday at 11 a.m., right? Make it red, and then what I do is extend it into the future, right? Because it did get rejected there. I can see that on Friday. Are we coming right back into there? Look, see how we're driving? There's my red zone up there now, okay? So this is like a hidden block in the market, okay? If it comes in there, that's maybe where the sellers are, but let's see, maybe the sellers are lowering their offers and they're coming in right now, okay? So again, that candle opened, it did its job, it continued to fill and produced a new high. It's getting rejected, but it just tested, 50% of the volume right in there, caught a wick and coming right back up, okay? So we got this spin top candle trading sideways right now, and we're approaching 7:30 very soon, and then the futures market is going to start. So let's just talk. We're going to trade into the futures, right? We're going to stay a little later than 8:15, 8:30 here. So is this move driving and driving and driving, maybe small pullbacks, and then we get into the futures market, maybe it drives into that hidden block, and in futures is the move that sells gold back down? Could be a possibility, right? So what I also do too when I'm not in a trade, I like to see how they're engineering, at what time, what are they doing things? Are they driving this big bullish leg to go into the futures, then they sell it back down? All of these things, okay? So that's how I learn. I don't know about you guys, how you learn, but I learn candle by candle, time and sales, everything they're doing at a specific time. I know that they're driving this possible into 8 p.m. with some small minor pullbacks to continue. And then maybe that hidden block is where, the bigger sellers are positioning themselves to correct this leg right here. Or, gold could continue driving and break right through there, okay? Guys, thank you guys. We almost have 300 viewers on today's call. I appreciate you guys. If you guys can leave a like on the channel, hit the subscribe button, guys. If it's your first time here, if you want to learn, this is a good environment to learn. I promise you that. You learn a lot about price action. You learn a lot about technicals. Learn about mindset, right? I learned everything from Nancy Pelosi. So I'm just passing on to you guys what I've learned from her. I'm sorry, guys. I'm obsessed with her. What can I say? Nancy Pelosi. And let's see if we get any PayPal news with her. Okay, Nancy Pelosi makes major changes to her portfolio, sells Disney, PayPal in latest trades. This was 7 days ago. And PayPal had their earnings today and they were dropped 20%. When Nancy Pelosi suspiciously dumped PayPal stock just weeks before, over 20% crash. so there it is, guys. She knows something we don't know. We are literally dumb money, guys. We gotta step up our game. We gotta learn. They're the smart money. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback, right? So should we be entertaining a buy? Are we going to get an explosive move at 7:30 in 3-4 minutes? Let's take a peek at our 30-minute candles, okay? So our 30-minute candle, okay, was bearish at, remember, it opened at our daily candle, 6 p.m., came all the way down, closed right there, 6. Here's 6:30, bullish candle, came up, did not fill that wick, closed, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing. And then we opened right here, 7 p.m. It continued to backfill these wicks, came up, pushed for a new higher high on the 30 minutes, and this is a new daily high wick, and then now it's getting rejected. So this 30-minute candle is going to close in 3 minutes. If it has a long rejection wick, is 7:30 going to open bearish and come back down? Or will it continue to hold and then it needs to fill this 30-minute wick in order to get up to our hidden block up there? And then we'll be moving into futures in the next 30 minutes. So right now, you can see we do have basically a double top being formed. Yeah, it's not exactly right there, okay? So then we came up. So yes, it did break a little highs, but no volume close above. And now we're getting that double top pushing down now. So if we want discounted buys, maybe at the purple line, maybe down here, maybe we're looking for buys down there. We're getting it on discount. It's better to buy down here than all the way up here. But let's see, let's follow this bearish volume now. Again, how will it close? If it closes back below this green zone, I convert the red zone to green zone to red to represent sellers, have the control of the current bar. But let's see now. You want some of what Ron is smoking? Okay, thank you guys. Shout outs to, this is our sponsor right over here. Our sponsor for today is Raw Cones right over here. These are the classic 1 1/4 size cones, 900 per box. This is a shout out to our sponsors over here. Thank you guys. If you want what Ron's smoking, Ron is smoking this from Fraser Valley, BC Hydro. This is the Big Bud Strawberry Amnesia. This is high sativa, 30% with high terpenes. Keep it coming to our sponsors. Thank you guys to 24/7 Kush. We appreciate you guys. that's sorry guys, I didn't want to plug that in there, but you guys asked for it. It's some good shit, guys. It's some really proper weed. Has anyone smoked any snowballs? Snowballs? It's they're covered in keef. Wow, like that stuff is extreme. Really, really, really good stuff for focus, for clarity, for sleep, for those things. Moon rocks, yeah, Justin, moon rocks, but over here they're called snowballs in Canada. Perfectly legal over here in Canada. Perfectly legal. Okay, let's focus here. Okay, we've got a bearish bar coming down. As buyers, okay, did you guys do anything up there? Did you guys secure any profit? Remember what I was telling you? I was hinting double top up there, hidden block, daily point of interest, you know. So that's what I do. Like if I trade to a zone, a specific zone, if I'm in a buy, I close out some of my profit, right? Realize it, put it in my pocket. I don't have to close my entire trade, but I close partials. And then you see now sellers are bringing it down going into 730. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this bar is going to close below right now. There it is, green to red. You got to be quick. Opened real quick. Did you see how it opened blue real fast and then they rejected it quickly? So if it just turns shooting star, I could sell this bar back down to the purple line. I'm going to go in a sell and I'm going to close it to, I'm going to trade it down to the purple, maybe break down to here. Okay, so I'm going in a sell. I'm in a sell. I know the spreads are not the greatest right now, but it dropped to a 0.8. Okay, so I'm going to just see if it can find the neckline down into here, right? I'm looking for a neckline. I want to see if it can push down to that purple. That would be about a 50, 60 pip move, but even breaking could be like about 100 pips to get down to that body right into there, okay? So I just want to see if the market can still figure out a neckline down into here, okay? So now it's coming back up. The point of control, 50% cut line of this black candle is right there, okay? So this is where I'd like to see if sellers are present. At the point of interest of this candle, 50% in that red zone. So when we're talking about some confluence, I got confluence of the bearish candle and of the red zone, okay? So this is where I want to see if the active sellers are here, can push this body of buying volume down, reject it basically. So there is a rejection, okay? But again, we got to continue to trade this candle because it's still got 3.5 minutes to go. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't add the daily bar indicator and the EMAs. So the daily bar indicator is right here. We know our opening price is right there. There was the low. There was the previous high. We see the breakout, okay? And then we push down. So what I'm trying to do is figure out if the neckline was the previous high when we started the call to come back down into here. EMAs, EMA 9 is right at that purple line. I got my shooting star candle rejected right at 50%. So I'd like to see if the candle now can do its job with the volume to push down now. And then the 200 EMA is all the way down at the opening price, okay? So I got my candle that I like. This is the shooting star, right? The shooting star, wow, there it is. Okay, I'm going to right there go to break even because it could be a quick return right back up. Okay, I'm at break even. I'm going to scale out 80% right there, taking out 80%. Perfect. Liquidation candle, excellent. Now I'm going to keep 20% running right there. That was my target, guys. 120 pips. But you see, I went in early. I critique myself. I went in. I like, you see what I mean? It opened, it came up a little bit and then went down. I went in. Then it returned back up. See where I cut? If I waited right there, I would have got filled 100% right at, and I could have been pending and avoided slippage. You see what I mean, guys? Sometimes you read it wrong by a second, okay? But sometimes like when I take that trade, it's already falling down, okay? But what caused that big move down was when we trapped those buyers that came right back in there. But remember when I told you I had some confluence. Confluence is another word for like multiple confirmations, where not only did I cut the candle in half, but I also had the security of the red zone, the double top from over here, okay? And you see how quick I was to get out? Because I told you it would be a return wick coming right back up, right? I told you guys that. So you got to listen to when I'm saying these things. Why did I get out so fast? Why did I, as soon as it broke down, I took my stop loss break even. When it came to my target right there, the body, I told you guys I'm taking out 80% because I know those buyers are waiting to get filled on the pending orders, right? I told you guys, if I was looking as a buyer, I wanted to get filled, right in here. It would have been better in this green zone, but right there, that's a good, like, you guys got to understand how the markets move both ways, right? Am I explaining this properly to you guys? So, I'm quick to do these things. That's why I was saying you got to have a quick broker for fills and executions and spreads and shit like that. So this trade now is void, right? I have my break even. The 20% now came out. So this is why I don't play the game. I would have done this. I could have done that. I should have done that. I trade like a robot. To a target, get my money, get out, and don't worry. Because I know that there could be a whipsaw wick coming right back up. I'm counter trading this big bullish move, right? It's got the selling leg coming down, but I know that there's a lot of active buyers waiting to get in here. And how do I close my position? I have to close it where the buyers are, right? I got to shake hands with the buyers, shake hands, I sell them my product, they buy it from me, life is good, right? Street Economics 101, supply and demand. Was that too fast, guys? Okay, and you guys wanted me to do 1 minute. Okay, if you see the 1 minute, remember what time did that all happen? 7:30, new 30-minute candle. Look, okay, Ron got sucked in. I went in on the first minute, that bearish bar. But then you see it came up right up to there in that 50% location on that 5-minute bar. And then 7:31. Okay, Ron had ants in his pants. If I waited 1 more minute, okay, you can tell I'm a minute man, and it came down and then pushed down. So you had basically 2 minutes to get in and out of that, and then you see the return coming right back up. Okay, so 1 minute, you guys wanted 1 minute. 1 minute is extremely fast, okay? But let's continue to follow this. So it came with a nice return wick where, okay, at the body to body, right? You guys know why understanding where opening balances, closing balances of candles are so important. I'm telling you guys, like when you learn this shit, it's going to become like you can do this while you're high every single day, okay? So it came right back up and it closed. Spin top bearish candle body. What do we give this? Is it 100% sellers in control, buyers? I would say 55-45 sellers are still in control. Why? Because it's got that little bit of black volume. However, the next bar right now, 735, open bullish ignited, and it's continuing to push right back up. So it's like the point of control of this bar. We're still above it currently right now, still holding. Now it's coming right back up. So you see now this is where our pattern might develop up here. Okay, so it came up, back down. There's the 5-minute pivot holding support at the point of control of this big bullish candle, holding. Now it's coming back up, right? So will the buyers continue this trend by pushing it, filling, and creating a new high? Or are these sellers going to be active in here and push this thing back down, break, and then we're going to fill that wick and drop down to here. Then when it gets down here, these are those big buyers that are still could be actively waiting to protect the opening balance of the daily candle. Comes in here, fills them, and then it's got bigger buyers, bigger volume to maybe make the big natural move to break above there. But maybe it doesn't come down to that because buyers are building right now, okay? So I can see right there, it's holding, okay? Now when we're learning, if we grab our Fibonacci tool, this is how I learned how to do this. Opening, close of that big bar. We can clearly see right now how it's holding. Where's the cut of that right there? Where's the point of control, that big blue bar? It's right there. So you can see we're holding the point of control of that bullish candle, right? That's why when I cut through it, I took my money and I got out. And the 20%, I left at break even. Like I told you guys, I'm a scalper. I'm very, very fast. I don't play games. I'm like Nancy Pelosi, right? I told you guys, I learned from the best. I'm just playing. I'm playing, guys. Don't get me in trouble with the government. And some of you guys like still might be holding that sell. and you wonder why I got out so quickly. Guys, that dropped 120, 130 pips in a couple. That was basically my session goal on that move. Like, I'm not greedy. I would have loved, obviously, if it sold, who wouldn't want the sell to come all the way down there? I would love that. But markets don't work like that unless there's real news, like high impact news, like Donald Trump farts. That's the only time you get that type of move. But if Donald Trump is not farting, you're not going to get that type of move. Okay. Justin, you have to get out with no emotion. I'm not an emotional trader. Okay. I left my emotions. I checked them out the door 15 years ago. I don't trade with emotions. I trade to make money. I don't get emotionally involved in this shit. I told you guys, I don't marry trades. I don't get attached to trades. I know this is just business. I get in, I get out, and I repeat it on the next candle or the next setup or the next day or the next bar, right? That's how I want everyone's mindset to be. If we are investing, right, it's a different, okay, if we're talking investments, right, if we're buying like Apple and we're looking to hold Apple for 5, 10, 20 years down the road, okay, then we're having a different conversation. But when we're scalping candles here on the 5 minutes, when I'm getting a move of 100 pips plus, that's more than I was scalping months ago where a 5-minute gold candle was 30 pips, right? So I'm more than happy with that move. But you've got to react. You got to be quick to execute, okay? Now, let's just continue. That was a bullish ignited candle that held at the point of control. Came up very bullish. Did it close above this body? No. Did it fill above this wick? No. Did it get rejected at that point of interest? Remember, this yellow line is representing yesterday's daily high. So what I can see is they did a little bit of a they grabbed some liquidity up there. It's still a lower high, got rejected. Is it closing below the red box? Yes. Okay. So all of these things, sellers are still pushing it down. So now we opened ignited bearish, and now we're trying to cut through this bullish point of control of this candle at 10 after 7, right? So we got to see, will it cut through here, or will it continue to maintain this? Will a black candle close below here? Then we'll invert this red zone. Then we might have further room to fill that wick and drop down to this green zone. Okay, but when it gets down there, we have to understand that buyers could be waiting there, right? But it's not ready to come down there yet, because what I can see now is it opened, it was black, it picked up a wick here, higher low, continuing to push up. So this buyers have to fill this big wick in order to break it out, okay? And they're still in this red zone where now more and more sell orders could start coming into the market, right? You know, if a seller really wants to continue to push the market down, they need to offer more up here to these buyers, right? To protect this second top up here, okay? So I illustrated with these kind of red lines that these could be selling orders. They could be sell limits, sell stops in the market. They could be stop losses as well that get triggered. Everything is pending until an executor comes in, the aggressor in the market, whether it's a buyer or seller, and activates these orders, right? Okay, and on the flip side, they could be buying orders, okay? They're not just sell orders. They could be green buy orders, right? They could be buy limits and sell limits up here as well. So if it cuts through here, if the volume cuts through here, it's going to activate all of these orders. There could be sell orders, there could be buy orders, sell orders, buy orders, whatever it is. Okay. Once the bar closes, it will determine the delta. Delta is the mathematics. You add like the buying and the selling. You'll either get a positive number or a negative number inside here. Okay. So let's see what happens. Right now it's building back up. Okay. So this is how like a double top looks when it's building its second leg. And we are about 20 minutes away, less than 20 minutes away from the futures market opening up. So do you guys remember earlier what I was saying? They could be engineering it to engineer the second top to drop during the futures market, right? Or they could be engineering it for us to think that the futures market is going to open and drop. And what they're doing is they're setting up a trap where they're going to move it explosively through here. Okay. So that's how markets are engineered. We have to understand how the engineering is working here. You and I are not just traders, you and I are engineers. We have to determine how they're engineering this move, right? This is how I learn to trade. By watching things, by taking trades when I see something, by sitting, relaxing, smoking a joint, seeing what's going on, maybe take another trade, hit some goals, and continue watching what's happening. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're gonna break bullish out of here? Option 1, bullish. Or do you guys think at some point sellers are gonna break this and drop down to here, right? We're gonna move to one of these zones tonight. We're either gonna move up to this one or we're gonna move down to this one, okay? This entire area here, it's consolidating for one of these moves, right? When I do like a zone like this, I know it's a lot of zones, but this is what I'm showing you. This is like a neutral zone right now where it's just consolidating. You can see there was buyers buying, sellers sold it down. Buyers were buying, sellers sold it down. Buyers were buying, sellers sold it down, right? So this is where we have sellers and buyers. I hate trading in this area, right? Because a lot of mistakes are made in here. I rather wait to see if the buyers win and we'll take it up here, or I wait to see if sellers will win and take it down there, right? That just requires patience and discipline. Now I see again, look, it came into that red zone, activated a lot of those pending orders and got rejected again, right? And now this candle's closing in 5 seconds. See the buyers right at the end are filling it back up. Okay, so it closed bullish with some good volume. We opened bullish ignited again. So with the bullish ignited open, it should continue to backfill the previous wick and continue to cut through this red zone. If the sellers are here, they will reject this candle right now. Like we should see a wick forming right now and pushing it down back to the opening balance and flip the candle black and turn it into a shooting star, right? But it's got that opening balance. You see how strong the body is, how it opened? It's still holding that, and it's kind of like a rocket. It's kind of refueling itself, and it's filling up. So it backfilled that wick. Now it should traditionally create a new high, which it just did. So you see it's cutting through more and more of these pending orders, activating them. They could be sell orders, buy orders, sell orders, buy orders, but we are traditionally moving up on this leg up. It's got a higher high, higher low, but right there, rejected again. So it couldn't fill that previous wick. And look at now. So it activated more higher offers up there and they've rejected it back down. You see when it came down, it didn't break that ignited open. And then now it's filling back up with the buyers. It's refueling itself. Okay, so it's coming right back up. Remember, this is a 5-minute candle. A lot can happen in 5 minutes, right? So now we got to see if it will continue to fill this wick and break out. We haven't had a blue candle closing above yesterday's high. This is what this yellow line is. It's yesterday's high. And we're slowly moving into the futures market. So we will possibly see an explosion coming through here, creating a new daily high, filling up our daily wick and continuing to drive. Or we should see some selling coming in. But I think the sellers are currently losing this. But the double top determines it, okay? So now we're approaching the double top. I don't know. This stuff is interesting for me. This stuff is fascinating for me. When you really dial in and you really concentrate on the candles and the volume and the wicks and the patterns and the setups and the clues, and you put it all together, sprinkle a little bit on top, and you get something out of it, okay? Okay, now look. These sellers, okay, if they didn't get out like I did quickly, you see, they might still be in the market thinking that it's going to go down, and the buyers are squeezing these sellers. Like stop losses of all of these sellers are above here, right? These sellers that sold that leg down, their stops are above here. They're sitting ducks like pending orders up there, okay? Now we've got a bullish move. So we're still trending up, right? So it made higher high, that pullback, I told you, pulled back. Thankfully, I got out, right? I don't play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game. I got my 100 pips and I bounced. I dipped out of the market and then I move out of the way because I know there could be buyers stepping right back in. That was a healthy pullback. It activated a lot of orders. That's why I got out, right? Get my money, get out. I respect the buyers. We're in an uptrend, okay? And now it's coming right through. Is it going to produce a new higher high and continue this? Are we going to get a first bar closing above this zone? If it does, again, I flip it green, right? I'm just going to clean up all these pending orders here, like this example, just to clean up. If daily, William, you need to buy or sell. No, you don't need to buy or sell. What you need to do is be patient. You need to wait for a body to close. You need to learn how to be disciplined. You need to learn patience. That's what you need to learn right now. You don't need to learn to buy or sell. That's what I mean. You're very impatient. You're FOMO trading. You're telling yourself you got to buy or you got to sell right now. I'm telling you, you don't got to do fuck all right now. I'm telling you, you got to learn how to wait right now. If you don't understand that concept, you've got a lot to learn in trading. Test it out if you want. Go in for a buy or go in for a sell. Do what your gut is telling you, and then the results will speak for themselves. I would just tell you, don't over leverage. Open up a demo account and buy or sell. Just test it out. See what happens when you buy the highest high or you sell up here. Just test it out. See what happens. Take the emotions out of it. Open up a daily, not a daily account. Open up a demo account. Hit the buy button if you feel like you have to buy up here, and then tell me what the results are. Okay, but use a realistic account with like a stop loss, and just test yourself. Okay. Okay. So now, did the volume close above that zone? Yes. Okay. So you see how I converted it green, right? Buyers created a new higher high. Okay. So buyers are in control. They're in control of the lower time frames. They're in control of the daily candle. Buyers are in control. Okay, again, it closed right near the high with a short wick. It opened, okay? So now, like when I see clues in candles, this is a clue, okay? Will it hold? I don't know. But see the short wick? See how this body opened? And it could have filled that wick just a little bit and continued to move. It didn't, okay? So I pick up on these things right away. So that is an equal high tweezer tops. Will it continue to hold? It didn't, okay? So, but I always pick up on these things because sometimes they do, okay? Now we're trading at 5,000, a psychological area. So when it had that equal high, it came all the way down there. It got picked right back up and then it advanced right back out. So it created that new higher high on the lower time frame. But now this candle is coming down. So now we're about 8 minutes away from the futures market open, okay? So remember this hidden block I showed you up here? Where did I get that hidden block from? I went back over here. Let me just show you where I got this block from. Right here. This was Friday, 11:20 a.m. Eastern, 11:25, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 11:40, and 11:45. It came in there, back down, came in there, back down, came in there, and back down. Okay? So what I did was I grabbed where those wicks are, and I brought it right into today, okay? So you can see that's that red zone above us right there, okay? So that's a hidden block in the market, and we're almost in the futures market open. So that's what I was saying about an engineered move, okay? Some of you guys paying attention, pay attention. Some of you guys are sleeping on these calls. I know how it is. But what I'm saying is, if you follow this from 6:30 all the way to 8 p.m., will it naturally come in there? And will the futures market be the leg that sells down? Okay. And when I mean sells down, I don't mean it's going to come all the way back down to here and flip the daily candle. I mean, will it retrace back down to here or here or here? And then it's still a higher low. Even if it comes down there, it could go right back up bullish and go back up. Okay. But I want to see if there is sellers here at the futures market if it gets in there. Okay, now we're coming right back down to retest this green zone. Okay, so this now, remember it was red representing the double top. That bar that closed above is now green holding. So let's see if it continues to flag in here. It might be a bull flag, just going up blue, black, blue, and then continue to break out. pick a side. If you guys want to trade, pick a side and go in. Just do your proper risk management. That's all I'm saying. I'm not holding you off from buying or selling. You do what you got to do. I do what I got to do. All I'm saying is whatever you're doing, use proper risk management. If you take a loss, you should not be blowing up your account. If you take a loss, you should not be losing half of your account. If you take a loss, you should not be blowing up your live prop firm if you have one. If you take a loss, you should not be blowing up an evaluation. Okay? A loss is normal. All traders take losses. But most traders that do this day in and day out are not blowing up accounts. You need to learn that at some point in time. Whether you learn it today, tomorrow, or it takes you 5 years to learn, you're just hurting yourself longer. You're just wasting your own time, you're wasting money, and time is money in the markets, right? There is that saying, time in the markets is money. So I hope that you guys learn risk management as soon as possible and stop playing around with it. Figure it out, and that's how you're going to learn how to trade. If you want to do this long term, some of you guys I know are hungry to learn how to trade, to build some supplemental income for months and years to go down the road, not just for today's next 5 minutes. You guys want to do this. I'm telling you, you got to learn risk management. You got to have a goal, plans, but that's up to you to learn. I learned it the hard way myself. Okay, now this is the 5-minute bar coming into the futures. We're at 7:55. Another bullish ignited candle pushing right through here. Now let's see what happens inside here. This is where we can historically look back and see that gold got rejected here on Friday 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Okay, but it's coming up with some stronger volume. So let's see if we have a strong daily candle that can set the tone of today. Remember, it's still early. This is the first 2 hours of the daily candle, right? I'm going to go to sleep soon. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to watch what New York is doing. There's still this daily candle can be traded. I'm going to do a boot camp. Then after that, there could be some post-New York trading, everything, okay? You don't got to go all in right now. There's a lot of time left on this daily candle. Lots of time. 22 more hours to go. Oh, I love that movie. Heat, the famous line, you do what you got to do. I can do what I got to do. Yeah, Heat is a great film. Guys, if you haven't watched Heat, it's a classic. It's a classic. There's a lot of classic films out there, and Heat is one of them. See, I have also counter trading rules. Okay, so like this was that counter trading move right here. I understand how counter trading works. I understand going against the trend. That's why I pip and dip, right? Okay, but if the sellers closed it down there, we could have advanced further down. But the wick tells you there was a return. It built at this point of control of this bar, and we're continuing to drive. Okay, so what I would be doing today is buying pullbacks, right? Whether you buy a pullback at this green zone, if you buy one, maybe extend this down to here. Maybe if you looked for a buy in there, if you get a buy deep down into here, that would be, again, this would be the best area to get a pullback buy right down here. This would be you're buying again where these buyers bought. This zone has not been tested inside yet, right? So I would stick with, we have a trend established. Don't counter trade or sell unless you have counter trading rules, right? If you don't, we can see we are making, let's start from down here. One move up, A, wave A. Pullback, B. We can consider this like a wave C, pullback D, and E. So Elliott wave. This could be the finishing move up here. When we're looking at Elliott wave, it's got the A, B, C, D pattern, A, B, C, D, E, or numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. finishing move up here, going into the futures. Will the futures reverse this down, or is it going to have a blow off top and continue driving through here? Okay, it's going to be interesting. Let's watch how they engineer this futures open. We can see exactly how they open the daily candle, and now we can watch right into the futures market. A poll here. Who thinks gold is going to get back to the all-time high? 5,600. Do you think gold is going to revisit it in this month of February? Do you guys think gold is going to revisit the all-time high in this month? Or do you guys, yes or no? You think so? Wow, a lot of you guys, yep. Everyone, yes, yes, yes. Wow, okay. All of you guys, YouTube and Zoom is pretty unanimous. Oh, we got a couple no's now, a couple unsures. It's just crazy bullish right now, okay? So just heads up, if you're selling, right, you're counter trading. You might have to pip and dip, right? Even on the daily, you know, as a swing trader, there was a very nice dip, right? You know, there was dips there, but now it's pulling back right back up. So see today, if we can drive into 5,115 right in here, I'd like to see if today's daily candle has enough juice to get into 5,115. And that's what I would like to see the buyers do today, to get it back into that point of control right there. That's on the daily, right? Not on these 5 minutes. Okay, here we go, guys. Here's the futures market open. Here it is. Okay, so we drove right into that hidden block. There it is. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. I got to go quickly here. Equal highs right there, guys. Sorry. I love engineering moves. Okay, this is my passion here. Watching this. Okay, so it closed right there. It opened. It did not break that equal high. Futures market opened right away selling, right? It was a black candle that came all the way into this green zone, but it picked up those pending buyers that were waiting in there. There's the return wick coming right back up. Now, if you like, a lot of sellers like to sell, you know, if you sold that, that is a 300 pip candle that just came down there, 300 pips, okay? That candle too, if you sold, if you pipped and dipped in that green zone, you gotta know that's where those buyers are. If you don't get out, this is what can happen. It can return right in that green zone. Remember I told you, that green zone below that wick has not been activated. You see, that's where it got activated. Now it flipped the candle, basically could flip and continue to drive unless this head of this candle can hold this hidden red block. Okay? And guys, the way how I determined that red zone, I told you, I looked back right here in between these yellow lines from the top down. I'm a line-to-line trader, and then I saw it Friday at 11:30, wick, 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 wick. I advanced that box into the future, and that's how I know where the sellers were sitting right when the futures market opened up. But the sellers did not, you know, they haven't closed it down here yet. Okay, that was the first 2 minutes it came down there. But the buyers are showing their strength, right? They return this and possibly ready to flip this candle and continue to go bullish. You see, even a 300 pip bearish candle can't even cool off these buyers because they're getting filled right there, right? That's why, guys, figure out, if anything out of this call, learn where your zones are, and that's where you should be patiently waiting, right? You will get proper fills. You might even get filled with absolutely zero drawdown and go right into profit if you're waiting to buy in there, right? If you're in a buy and you're approaching a selling zone, you might want to close a little bit of your profit in there because that's where the market returns. It is very volatile right now. You're absolutely correct. Like, even spreads are getting out of control. You know, my spread right now is 1.5. Normally I like trading at 0.5. So I know it might be, when I say 1.5, it might be low for you, but it is high for me. Normally trading gold at this time is 0.5. So my spreads are higher than normal. Next entry, just going to wait for this bar to close, see where it closes. Maybe it consolidates in here as an inside bar. Next bar opens blue, 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 breaking right through here. And then I can buy the continuation after it picked up this pending orders and continue to build out of here. but sellers could bring it right back down. So I got to watch basically where this candle closes, how it closes, where it closes. You don't trade the open, it's too volatile. I hear you. Yep. All open exchanges, markets are very volatile. Okay. London market, 3 a.m. is very volatile. 8:20, 8:30, COMEX is very volatile. 8:30 is North American high impact news at that time. 9:30 is Wall Street, very, very extremely volatile. Sometimes there's 10 a.m. New York news, very volatile. 2 p.m. is a volatile time in the markets, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's a new 4-hour candle that opens at that time, going into the close, the final close of the day. Whether you trade the futures market, all of these things. Every session has its volatility. You just got to be aware of when it is. Okay, so look at that candle. Wow, you remember when it opened, had those equal highs, big bearish candle came down, but it didn't engulf, right? Didn't close below there. It got right into that little green zone that has not been activated. So that's what I mean. Get to know your zones and get to know like what it represents, like those pending buy orders, what I was just letting you guys know about earlier, okay? And so now those got filled, pick them up, and then it returned right back up here where it's a bullish pin bar ready to maybe advance on the next bar. Unless there's some manipulation, like everything looks like it wants to continue to break bullish. Here's the close. Let's watch. Is it a bullish ignited candle? Yes. So this candle should at least break those wicks and drive. You see how it came down black right away? So they are holding it down. Now it's building. This could be an impulse trade that some traders like to take on the buildup. But you see, it came up. Again, they held it down, pushing back down. Will it push back down further? Or is it still refueling itself right now, still holding? So get ready. This could be like an impulsive buy, right? To break and figure out price discovery for a new daily high. But it's still holding. Still this little tiny bearish candle, doji candle. Okay, so it could continue to run down. Again, it turned blue. So it's still holding, just got to fill those little wicks and can continue to go. Unless there's a massive, it goes and then a huge FU rejection up here. That's the only thing that the seller could basically do to this to hold it down, right? So, but it's still this doji candle, okay? So now it built back up. So there's the advancement coming right back out. That's what I was talking about, that impulse move. Now, there's the pullback, okay? So that wick that came down, is it going to come all the way down the body and then it refuels itself to fill back up? Or is it refueling like right here? This could be the first blue candle that could close above this zone too. If you don't feel comfortable taking this candle right now, what we can do is we can wait for it to close, right? If it closes above here, I flip the red zone green, it will accumulate with more pending buy orders, and then I can buy the pullback on the next candle, right? Unless you feel comfortable, what I was telling you, the way how I broke that down, I told you it's going to be an impulse break, right? The candle hasn't closed. You guys know on impulse moves, it can come up and then get slammed right back down. It's still got 3 minutes to go. So there is a time and place when to take impulse candles. The way how you know to maybe possibly take that one is the way how it built up, and it was holding as that small doji candle, and then you see the wick and the wick are tiny. So you know if it breaks, it's gonna at least create a new high, right? That's how you know when to trade an impulse candle, okay? And then that impulse move right there is 140 pips, 150 pips. Like you can pip and dip out of this bar if you like, okay? But if you're really waiting, what we got to do is remember above this red zone, what do we have above here, okay? What type of traffic are we trading into? There it is. See that big red candle that came down? There's a bearish fair value gap right there. Wick to wick, slice that candle in half right there. And that's where it wants to target. 5,038 right there. There's that red line right there. So that's a proper fill. Had I taken this candle, you know, I would have came back, I would have measured that move, and I probably would have pipped and dipped out of that impulse move right now. I would have maybe basically well, 100% closed out, 80% left 20% running, or closed the entire trade, because it is an impulse trade. But even on impulse, you can still be very technical. See how I knew it was going to come to that red wick or that red line? How did I figure that out? I know this guy smokes a lot of weed over here, but there it is, guys. You guys are the ones that always teaching me about fair value gaps and bullshit. Look, there's a wick. There's a wick. What I did, I was just saw the bearish candle, the Tetris piece, cut in half. That's it. See how simple my strategy works? Cut that bar in half. That's a significant bar that closed below. I can see it already retested. If I'm looking for a point of control, I can see where it is. Like, it's right there. I don't even need to do anything. It's so easy to scalp when you understand this. Like I'm telling you, when a lot of you guys don't believe me, when I tell you it's a scalper's paradise on the 1 minute candles, you guys got to join in on the party. Someone asked me, Ron, how many pips do you accumulate in a day? I don't want to tell you because no one's going to believe me. If I tell you, no one's going to believe me. It's like if I tell you how many pips like we can accumulate on the 1 minutes right now with gold, no one's going to believe me. So I don't even tell anyone. It's not worth even sharing. Because everyone's going to like, Ron, you're full of shit. Just think about it. Like the 1 minute right here. This 1 minute, like when I'm telling you guys how a 5 minute candle impulsively moves, you can be able to read like how a 1 minute candle moves. Just that 1 minute candle alone, measuring from there to that, that's a 130 pip 1 minute candle. Like unbelievable. Like these two 1 minute candles are like 300 pips. Now we're trading in that red zone that I just told you about. Okay. So as a 1 minute trader, you see why I respect those red zones? Came in there, back down, came in, back down, shooting star. It could come right back down. So you see there's a pattern on the 1 minutes. Like you can clearly see this. Look at that, how it opened bullish, came right in there, and then solid rejection. This is the crazy volatility 1 minute candles that a lot of traders are not ready for, right? They're very, 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 very extremely volatile. But wow, okay, so that uptrend is continuing. This red zone is now a green zone, okay? If it pulls back into here, you could have a buy order placed, anywhere at this red line. If I can get it out of there, I can't. But place a order or watch and see if there's a pullback in here. Look, it hasn't kind of been retested in here. 5,000, anywhere from 5,010, 5,013 up to about 5,015. If it comes in there, it could go back up just like it did here where it came into that green zone. There's the move going up. So if it ever comes back down in here, buy the pullback. Don't be selling. Okay, you see it, it's got still a lot of room to continue to drive. Remember what I said? I want to see if the buyers can get it right to there, to that yellow line, 5,118. If it can get right in there, that's the point of control of a big daily bearish candle back here. See this candle on Friday? So look at what we're doing now on the daily. We are returning, okay, so it found its pivot. We're returning right back up. And I think by today, okay, this daily volume will reach this point and we'll see something that happens in here. So if I was holding a 15-minute position and I bought earlier or hourly or I'm swing trading, I would definitely like to see what happens at 5,118. LMS 5278. So far, I've made 130K in a demo since Thursday. I believe it. But it's in demo, right? So you got to also understand when you're trading demo, you might do things differently, but that's impressive. You probably accumulated a shit ton of pips, and I believe it. There's a lot of traders that are doing some record numbers right now in gold and historical profits. I've seen some traders hit weekly and monthly goals in one day. I'm telling you guys, like, there's huge volume in these gold candles. Like, a couple of these gold candles is all you need to hit your daily goal, okay? If you guys take your trading serious this year, 2026, we're only basically 1 month in. We just started February. If you guys really learn what you guys are doing, hopefully this momentum and volatility lasts this entire year, maybe years to come. I'm sure that someone on this call in Zoom or YouTube is going to become a millionaire in trading. And I don't say that, like, I don't always say that, but someone is going to become a millionaire in this group. Okay, there's so much volume, it is insane. Take it from me. I haven't seen gold trading like this. That's why I'm so excited when I see 1 minute candles going 150 pips. I used to grind and hustle to scalp a 1 minute candle for 15 pips. Now a 1 minute candle is 150 pips. It's like, I'm telling you guys, my mind can't even comprehend what's going on. Like when I tell you literally this is a scalper's paradise, but you have to have discipline. You have to have patience. You have to have risk management, because if you take a trade and it goes against you, you could be down 150 pips in a minute. You could be down 300, 500 pips on a swing trade, 1,000 pips, okay? So, when we're talking about the good things about trading, we also got to talk about the other side of trading. If you don't know what you're doing and you're over leveraging, accounts will be blown up every minute. Forget about every day. Every minute accounts are going to be blown up. So be smart with your trading, guys. This is the opportunity. I'm telling you, I've been in this game for 20 years now, 20 plus years. If I could learn everything over and I'm starting today to trade with this type of volume, holy shit, man, we could save years and years and years. My God. And I'm just happy to be alive to witness this right now, because this is incredible. Like, look at this move. This is a bullish ignited candle continuing to go. Unbelievable, guys. I love these Tokyo sessions. I don't know about you guys, but let's do this again tomorrow. 6:30. We'll be in here. We got day 2 of our boot camp. Dave is going live in New York tomorrow. Here's the schedule. Busy Wednesday. So Dave is live tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. with you guys in Zoom. Join the team, guys. You get to join Dave, catch some pips in there. You get to trade Colmex and New York. We have our day 2 of our boot camp we're going to get into. We're going to learn a little bit more about the gold standard, Nixon 1971, the Bretton Woods Agreement, and some more things in there. And then our live Tokyo session, guys. So NFP is tentative right now. US took it off of the calendar. Jolt's job openings got canceled today. The U.S. Unemployment claims on Thursday are tentative, so we might not have NFP this Friday, but maybe we'll come in for an early session. We'll unmute your mics, guys. You guys can talk to me on the morning, and let's have some fun, guys. But I got to get out of here. Hopefully you guys learned something today. We have the free Telegram channel available for everybody. It's pinned at the top of YouTube. Join this. You get all of the upcoming live YouTube links, all of our blogs, all of our schedules, post recaps of the trade ideas we send out to the group before and afters, and everything we do here, guys. And finally, if you guys can leave us a like on the stream, we do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. I'm telling you, this is the time to learn how to trade. We're going to hit 100,000 subscribers. I got no doubt about that. And you don't want to miss out, guys. We break down the markets with you guys live. We teach you all about Nancy Pelosi and what she's doing. And hopefully we can learn to trade like her and make some money this year, guys. Let's have some fun. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for joining. Get some rest. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a big day, big week this week. So just trade smart. Trade with a plan, right? A trader without a plan is not a trader. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. So make sure you trade with a plan. Every single candle, you should be trading with a plan. If you're a scalper, you have a plan minute by minute. You have a minute by minute plan. If you're a 5-minute trader, you have a plan every 5 minutes, right? If you're a swing trader, you got a plan on every 4-hour daily candle, okay? A trader needs a plan, okay? You fail to prepare and then you're not going to do good. Top-down analysis is crucial and critical. Make sure you're taking 10-15 minutes out of your day to properly do a top-down analysis. Pinpoint your daily points of interest, your hourly zones, and trade off of those zones. Why? Because you're trading with the smart money. You're trading with the big money, right? And you can literally trade and have alerts placed at these locations, and you could look for high probable setups, okay? And that's the best way how to learn how to trade, in my opinion. So guys, have a good night, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Please get some rest and be ready for tomorrow. And congratulations to all of you guys grabbing your pips and dipping out of the markets. Amazing, guys. Have a good day and learn how markets are also engineered at certain time of the day, time and sales. It's an online auction. Learn why the markets do this for efficiency. Get to know your psychological numbers. All of these things will come into play, and you will appreciate these things the more and more that you learn about this stuff. Okay, guys, have a great day, and thank you to everyone that joined. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great day. From myself and Dave and all of the snipers, thank you guys. And everyone on Zoom and the Discord, thank you guys so much for posting your charts, posting your analysis, just your inputs, your experience, your knowledge, everything that you guys are dropping in here. The beautiful views. Here's a beautiful Canada. This is an unbelievable view over here. Thank you guys so much. Post, and don't be shy in here. Post. You will get feedback from somebody in the group here, and there are some traders with more experience than Dave and I that can give some solid experience and some helpful hints. Okay, guys? And thanks to everyone. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night, everyone. And please hit the subscribe and like button. See you guys tomorrow. Get some rest. We got a lot of bullish and bearish candles to deal with tomorrow. Follow Nancy Pelosi. Add her on your Instagram. We're all going to be creeping on Nancy Pelosi now.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.